questions about our plans for Medicaid, and 2 weeks ago I told several of you to check back in. Well, I hope you will be happy, but the wait is over. My focus since the start of this administration has been to empower people, never trapping them in a life of poverty. We want to give Arkansans a hand up, not a handout, and giving everyone an opportunity to live their best life right here in Arkansas. That's why today I'm announcing that our state will seek a waiver from the Trump administration to let us create a Medicaid work requirement. The requirement is simple. If you want to receive free health care paid for by your fellow taxpayer, able-bodied working age adults have to work, go to school, volunteer, or be home to take care of their kids. 220,000 able-bodied working age adults in Arkansas receive free health care courtesy of the Arkansas taxpayer. It cost us more than $2.2 billion each year and growing. Of those recipients, estimates show that nearly 90,000 have no job.
Well, I guess, a good old Arkansas or Arkansas. You got Governor Huckabee right here. She's changing the rules, man. She's changing the rules. You must either work, be a student, or be at home with your children to receive these benefits. I think this is a great thing. I think this is something every state should look into. I always told anybody if I ever got into like politics, that would be the first thing I look into. I never understood why working people, because I have my own story. At 18 years old, me and my ex-wife, we were expecting a baby. I joined the military, and for those of you who know, the military doesn't pay a lot of money. We tried to get WIC. We tried to get these benefits. They denied us for everything. And it's crazy because I'm like, man, we're overdrafting every month. We're trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. And it's like, man, you're busting your butt to work. And then you can't even get anything. But then you see people out here who don't work and they're getting all the benefits.
Most Arkansans work hard to pay for their health insurance, but many of these healthy adults don't work at all and receive it for free. That is not how the system should work. I go into factories and small businesses all over the state, and the number one complaint that we hear is that we can't find people fast enough. My administration is investing in education and growing our workforce to help address that problem. But as long as we pay for people to sit on the sidelines, we will never reach our full potential. On top of that, work is more than just a steady paycheck. It builds responsibility and grows skills. It can be an escape from crime, fatherlessness, and hunger. To quote a former Arkansas governor, work requirements give us a chance that we haven't had to break the cycle of dependency that has existed for millions and millions of our fellow citizens, exiling them from the world of work. It gives structure, meaning, and dignity to most of our lives.
Wonder who that was. Let me see who did that. Because a lot of times, let's see here. Let's see here. Wonder who wrote that. I'm gonna have to look and see who wrote that. I went directly for Bill Clinton because you guys know, he's from great state of Arkansas. But I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna have to come back with you guys and let you guys know. But yeah, definitely builds character. Definitely builds structure. And I think it's just if people really need something, they'll do what they need to do to get it. So we'll see.
And no, in case you're wondering, that's not my dad. It's actually Bill Clinton. We don't see eye to eye on many.
Can't make that up. You can't make that up. I haven't watched this. I didn't know. I knew because what caught my eye is that because I know people gonna look at this as from a Republican standpoint, but there was a Democrat that said that. So
Any issues, but on this, we agree. This is not Arkansas's first attempt at a work requirement. We were successfully implementing one under the previous Trump administration before it was held up in court. I'll let Christy and Janet get into some of the specifics, but we are confident that the revised waiver will be approved by CMS and upheld in court, and that we can get to implementing it quickly. And once this work requirement starts, we'll achieve our goal, moving Arkansans off the path of government dependency and onto the path to prosperity. With this announcement this morning, we've also achieved 10 straight months of record jobs number. That goal is within our reach. I was at President Trump's inauguration last week, and he painted a picture of a new kind of America, one where communities are strong, the economy is growing.
all right, so I will link her the whole thing in the bio in my description. It's like 14 minutes. We're not gonna go through all that. That was just a quick little 4 minute spill of it. Um, Man, I'm gonna watch the rest. But I think it's very interesting that we're starting to see people really do what's good for the community. And if you guys don't know, I think it's Bentonville. I don't want to say it wrong. Bentonville, Arkansas. It's like the home of Walmart, but that place is like one of the most wealthiest areas in the world. Um, and they build on community. That's where they actually had a lot of people move, a lot of people relocated. Um, there's stories out there about a lot of the corporate people who relocated from like Florida and all these beautiful places to come to Arkansas. They love it because regardless of what you say, even though the price of living is up everywhere, it still seems lower in certain areas like Arkansas, even here in Texas, Louisiana. I mean, the prices have gone up, but it's not something that you can't afford if you're not, depending on where you're coming from. With that being said, I really look forward to these requirements being pushed through. I always wonder what would have happened if Trump would have got 2 consecutive terms, because it seems like a lot of things that were going to be pushed through were actually pushed out once Biden and Harris got in. But I'm all for work requirements, man. Somebody who did 20 years in the military, from 18 to 38, I'm all about work requirements. I never seek the handout. I never received any benefits. So I think it's very important that we continue to get the world to not. And the key is that she said it's not to depend on the government, because when you depend on the government, when things changes, it impacts you. But when you're focusing on yourself and you're surviving and you're doing the things you need to do, thriving, not even surviving. One of the things I would highly encourage people to do, I keep trying to tell even my daughter now that she's young, if you're in your like 18 to 25, you should have 2 to 3 jobs. Unless you have a career after you graduated college that's paying you about 6 figures or more, you should have 2 to 3 jobs. One job would be something that pays the bills for you. Those other two are like side hustles. It could be anything from Amazon Flex to Instacart. It could be anything, something that's just bringing you in passive income. You can put it away. You can invest in stock. There's no reason now from the ages of 18 to 25, you don't need to be focusing on having no children, none of that. You need to be focusing on building your future, building the financial security, man. So, and don't forget to pay yourself. Uh, but with that being said, man, shout out to Governor Huckabee. I love it. This happened back in January the 28th. But I ran across it on YouTube and I was like, man, let me see what she's about to talk about. But I'm all for it. So hope you guys would love to hear your comments below. Do you think this is something that's positive? Because spending almost 2 billion a year in just Arkansas alone, that's crazy. So make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel. Also, make sure that God loves you, which is most importantly. I love you. You're beautiful, and your boy's out. Let go.